Remember, 1 out of every 3 bites of food that we take needs a pollinator to help. Here now is Chef Carla Hall, a well-known chef and finalist in the Top Chef Cooking Challenge. And she's here to show us how to cook up some of those pollinator gifts from the garden. Now, Chef Carla, I know that you really love cooking with fresh ingredients. So can you tell us a little bit about that and what you'll be making today?
So today I'm going to be making a French toast with apple and butternut squash compote. And it sounds so much like fall. And when you think about the snow, actually, we're not in snow yet, but you think about all the things that people run to the grocery store to get when it's snowing: milk, bread, eggs, and toilet paper. Okay, we're not using the latter,
Okay.
But so that's what we're gonna make.
Excellent. And sounds delicious. I know most kids love French toast. Do you guys love French toast?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. And so what are some of the ingredients? Or apple, squash, and those are pollinated items, correct?
Yes, exactly right. We have apple juice. We're also going to make a syrup, and when we finish it, we'll put a little,
No, you
I think we have to finish is this.
no.
Oh, keep going? Okay. And we're going to take a little bit of the honey and drizzle on top right at the end.
Liquid gold.
Liquid gold.
Yeah, I love it. That sounds wonderful. All right, and there are a number of things that we can do to make nutritious and healthy choices when we're looking at food. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, the thing is, when you're thinking about, you have fresh produce, and it's really nice to use local, sustainable, because it doesn't have to travel that far. So that your produce can actually stay on the vine really long. They have the vitamins as opposed to being picked before they're really ripe and then traveling. So we think about that. And then the less that you do with your food, the better, because all of those nutrients stay in the food. So obviously, if you can eat it raw, you get more nutrients. But a quick saute, a boil or a blanch. Today we're going to do a quick saute, and the last on that list, which you really don't want to do, is fry.
Because that takes out quite a bit of the nutrients. You're overcooking it essentially.
Exactly, unless it's a really quick fry.
Okay. Well, great. Well, let's look and see what all we have going on here.
Well, I have 2 wonderful helpers,
Yes.
Reginald, and because we're getting all of this great water from nature, I want you to draw that bowl out, and you're going to crack those eggs.
Okay.
Awesome. And while you do that, I'm going to have you, Jeremiah, kind of peel these potatoes. You're just going to peel here, just like that, and put that in there.
So do you shop at your local farmer's market?
I
Would that
do.
be-
I shop at my local farmer's market, and that's where I get my inspiration. And so recently, you know, of course you're seeing apples and you're seeing pears and the last bit of tomatoes, the last bit of peppers, some eggplant. And as you can see, Tammy, we're putting our eggshells in here for the compost and any of this peel from the sweet potato. So I love going to the farmer's market, and I love the seasons. You know, unfortunately, or fortunately, we're not in California where there are no seasons. So it's great because once it gets cold, you start craving those warm foods. And
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Now, I know a lot of people think that cooking is time consuming or difficult, and you know, would you consider that to be true?
If you want to spend 4 hours making something, you can. But you can also make something in 20 minutes. And for instance, this French toast, you can do everything the night before, put it into a pan, and then cook it up the next morning. And the prep the night before maybe 20 minutes, and then the next morning, 5.
Okay, so it's all about time management, and it also looks like you have to be really creative and kind of get excited in the kitchen.
Exactly, and that's what makes it fun. And the thing about this is we're eating our colors. So we have
it's
orange,
beautiful.
we've got a little bit of yellow, we have all of these beautiful colors here. That's awesome.
Yes.
Okay, take that whisk and you're gonna whisk that up.
So how did you become interested in being a chef?
Well, I was an accountant at first, and nothing against accounting, but it wasn't my passion, and so I was looking for the next best thing. And I started actually making food for my sister, and I was modeling, and contrary to popular belief, models do eat. So we used to have this big breakfast every Sunday, and so I started buying cookbooks. And that's how I started cooking, and then I started a lunch delivery service as a fluke.
Well, I think it's really interesting that you talk about your passion and applying that to your life. And I think that's one of the most wonderful things that you can do and think about doing in your future as
No,
the
it's true,
students
and I'm
out
sure
there.
you enjoy the forest and you enjoy being
Love it.
outside.
Love it.
You know, because you don't work, once you're doing something that you love, you never work another day in your life.
Exactly. That's
Yeah.
that's a great point. All right, and so
Perfect.
so you got started cooking in that way, and what is next? So this, it looks like some tasty treats that
Yeah.
you're whipping up.
So what we have here are the eggs that we're doing for French toast. And generally you think of French toast, you think of eggs and milk. But what we're gonna do differently, we have fresh sweet potatoes, which are being peeled here, beautiful. Then you take those and you mash them up. So we have some already mashed. So Jeremiah, can you take some of these potatoes here? I just wanna show those. We'll take these potatoes that are mashed and put into Reginald's bowl.
There you go. Just spoon
Yeah,
that in.
huge big helpings, yeah.
Yum.
Yeah, and another big plop.
Blop.
Awesome.
Okay.
Another plop. And then you just mix that up, Reginald.
That's good.
That's perfect.
Okay.
And I'm gonna put some vanilla in there. And I'm gonna put a little bit of cinnamon and some of this honey granules because the bees would love it. And a little bit of organic sugar. Awesome.
So what would be a way that you could suggest that kids get started cooking?
I think just get them involved. The thing is, you know, they're helping here. Get them involved in easy steps so they feel that they are making an accomplishment as opposed to something that's really hard. I mean, get small knives, and there's some knives that they could use that aren't really sharp that they can cut, you know, like lettuce and things like that. The thing is, if you get them involved and they understand where their food is coming from, like you start from a raw product and they actually see the process. Like here, they get to see the garden and you pick it, you see it grow, you pick it, and then here it's being cooked. So I think that's the thing, so they can actually see the train.
Yeah, it makes it really special. And then maybe even cooking with the family. I can see how
Exactly.
that's like a bonding
It's a
time.
bonding. It's a bonding, and instead of just sitting at the table and not really understanding the work that went into making your food.
So do you guys like to cook?
Yes.
All right.
Okay, Jeremiah, you're gonna pour that milk into Reginald. Reginald, you're doing a great job.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Okay.
Okay.
And there's our bread.
So yeah, so here we have our basic mixture, and all we did was add sweet potatoes to it, a little bit of sugar, some vanilla, boom, that's it. And we're going to dunk our bread in that and just have it on a sheet pan. And by the magic of television, I have some here.
Ta-da.
Ta-da!
Delicious.
And
nutritious.
Yes. I'm going to have Reginald also dunk some of the bread. Would you like to do that? I mean, Jeremiah. Jeremiah, you're just whisking away.
And I know that we mentioned 1 out of every 3 bites of food that we're eating is as the direct result
Yeah,
of an
that's
animal
already done.
pollinator. So you could kind of go like 1 bite, 2 bite, pollinator.
Yes, there you go.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, that's perfect, Reginald. So you're going to dunk
Okay.
the bread in there, and then you're going to take it out and put it on there. And I'm going to make
Okay,
more
so
pieces.
dunk,
Dunk, dunk.
get your fingers dirty.
Yeah, you
okay.
have to touch the food and just it's
Yeah,
fun, yeah.
It's okay. It has all kinds of textures and
So you're going to just go in there and rescue it. You see how it's floating in there? You're going to rescue that
Rescue the
bread and put
bread.
it in here.
there you go. Spin it around. Make it drink up all of the yummy juices.
So if you did this, you guys, if you did this the night before and then you put it in your sheet pan and just wrap it up and put it in your refrigerator, the next morning when you get ready to cook it, it's going to balloon like donuts. Yum.
We love donuts too, I'm sure.
Now, the other thing, I'm excited because I love food. You can do this savory. And instead of having French toast in the morning, you can do a savory French toast for dinner.
So what would that include?
So instead of the sugar, you may want to use curry and your apples and your butternut squash, and then you can serve it with chicken or tofu, and it can just be a totally savory dish and have vegetables on the side.
Again, very creative. Yeah. It's kind of fun to just open up the refrigerator and see what you have in there and kind of throw it all together.
And that's why it's really great to go to the market, because when you go to the market, you don't dictate to the farmers what they have. You basically use what's there.
Okay.
Perfect. Okay.
And did you make an apple syrup today?
I did. I'm going to make an apple syrup. I'm going to saute some apples, and then I'm going to add the apple juice, and that actually will make a syrup in with our apples.
Okay.
Does that sound good?
That sounds delicious. And it sounds way better than the ones that we might purchase in the store.
So here we have a fire.
Yeah, we do.
But we're going to get rid of our fire. Okay, so we're cooking up our apples. And I'm going to add just a little bit of lemon juice.
What would that be for?
For the acid. And I also put a little bit of lemon juice on the apples so they don't turn brown.
Okay.
And
so you can do that when it's in a bowl and just put, okay, that's
exactly.
the trick.
Yeah, that's the trick. So hand me that sugar there. I'm going to put a little bit of sugar here. And I don't need to put that much sugar in here because we're going to do the apple juice. The apple. So.
And that's organic apple juice, you said?
Yep, it's organic apple juice.
That smells delicious.
Don't mind the smoke because we like that.
Yeah.
And so we have our butternut squash, which we have
That's
here all diced up.
beautiful.
And
Yeah.
grab me that bowl there. We'll put that in here. That's already
one?
cooked. Yep.
Okay.
So we have that in here.
Is your stomach growling? Do you want to eat this?
Are you guys hungry? Okay. As I fall over. Now, if you can just, I have this already open. Let's pour this in here.
Did you want?
And that's going to make our syrup. So the thing is, let me turn this down.
It's going crazy.
So what we're going to do is actually, instead of adding water to our butternut squash, we're going to add this apple juice, and that's going to make our syrup. And we also are finishing cooking the vegetables.
And that's kind of just simmering at this point.
Yeah.
And okay.
And since we're at the garden, we have the benefit of all of the fresh herbs that are in the garden, right?
Yes.
So we're going to drop some thyme.
Oh, I would have never.
Doink, doink. Yes, we like that. Do you guys like herbs? Here, smell these.
That smells so yummy.
Doesn't it smell good?
Yeah.
So we're going to let that cook down.
Okay.
And then in this pan, I'm going to start making our French toast.
And we've got 1 minute. 1 minute.
Okay, great. So come on, guys, let's make our French toast. It's about time to
down.
eat. Let's bring our sheet pan down here.
With the bee and all.
Yeah, with the bee, because this is all for them. All right. Great. Thank you. So we're just going to put this right in the pan.
Get our honey ready.
Yes, let's get our honey ready.
We have our syrup.
Okay, perfect. We're just going to make these two, and then
Okay.
we'll put that, and then we'll have our plate. So you'll see how fast this is.
Where's our plate? Here, you know.
Here's our plate. And can you dry our little plate off? It's right here. Awesome. See how easy this is, Reginald? So you just cook it on all sides.
Do you want to drizzle the honey when it's ready? Do you like honey? Here, let's see.
I love honey. I love honey actually more than I love syrup.
Me too. Yeah, I have to say.
I do.
Although I haven't tried your apple syrup yet, so I can't say that's the case.
All right, we are just about there.
Okay.
Perfect. Okay, you keep that from getting wet. You are the keeper of the plate, okay?
Come back, please.
Okay, so here we go. So the plate's out. We're going to put our beautiful pieces of toast here on the plate.